4 stages completed and 4 to go. We're over the halfway point in Giro d'Italia Women for 2025. A relatively short stage in prospect for stage 5, one that's billed for the sprinters. Absolutely pan flat, no classified climbs along the way as the riders make their way through Veneto region, Merano, near Venice to Monselice. So far as the crow flies, the finishing circuit of 14.2 kilometres to be traversed and plenty of twists and turns along the way in what would turn out to be a dramatic day of racing. Marlon Reusser back in the pink jersey, 16-second advantage over the reigning champion Elisa Longo-Borghini starting the day. Sera Gigante starting in 3rd place, 34 seconds back. Antonia Niedermayer, the white jersey, in 4th overall. And when the flag came in, the early break establishing itself almost instantly. 5 riders clear of the field, 4 from the host nation. Indeed, 4 riders local to the region. And Franziska Brause, though, was the German interloper for the Ceratizit squad, taking the intermediate sprint after 37 kilometres, ahead of Ragusa, Zontone and the rest. The main peloton, at one stage, more than 3.5 minutes in arrears of a group working well up front, heading from Venice down towards Monselice. The leader of the Queen of the Mountains classification, Sera Gigante, at the back of the group, and just avoiding this one of several pile-ups in a stressful day for the main peloton. Up front, as the riders headed towards Monselice, the prospect of crosswinds proved tempting for the likes of the world champion Lotte Kopecky and the SD Works Pro Time squad, but it was Elisa Longo-Borghini, the Italian champion, reigning Giro d'Italia winner, who, along with her UAE team ADQ teammates, decided to go on the attack, finding a crosswind section that split the peloton into several groups. Sera Gigante in the 3rd group on the road that would eventually join up with the rest of the main peloton. Frustratingly for them, though, by that time Marlon Reusser and others had managed to race clear to an expanding advantage. And Franziska Brause, getting the news from her team, racing clear of the breakaway riders to try to fend them off for as long as possible. Eventually Leanne Lippert and Marlon Reusser and others from that breakaway group would join up with the riders from the early move. Meanwhile, in the main peloton, the stress continued, the crashes appearing, and Georgia Baker among those that would get back up and into the fray. Safely in the move up front of 21 riders was the pre-event favourites, the European road race champion Lorena Wiebes, with her teammate Lotte Kopecky, the world champion, and indeed 5 riders, teammates of Lorena Wiebes, available to her in the efforts to try and move clear of the peloton. Marlon Reusser, the overall race leader, Elisa Longo-Borghini 1st and 2nd starting the day and looking to drive a wedge between themselves and the main peloton, including Sera Gigante, as they arrived down to the finish line with 14.2 kilometres remaining. The advantage had stretched out north of a minute and continuing to expand. Frustrating moments for those left behind, including Gigante. Antonia Niedermayer, starting the day 4th overall as well, was losing time to her main general classification rivals. No significant climbs along the day, but the winds had played a role in the sheer strength and power of the 21 rider group, including Katrina Olerud, 10th overall at the outset of the proceedings and looking to move up. Anna van der Breggen as well, 6th overall after a challenging day in the mountains, and with a great opportunity to bounce back on a flat stage. Into the closing moments, and the SD Works Pro Time squad trying to set something up for Lorena Wiebes, their European champion, converting in fine style. 2nd victory in 3 days. Marianne Vos, the greatest of all time, 55th podium finish for her in her visits to Giro d'Italia, but nothing that she or anyone could do about the sheer pace and power of Lorena Wiebes, who takes the victory ahead of Marianne Vos, Lippert, Kopecky and the rest. It's a 5th stage success for Lorena Rivas. Marlon Reusser remains 16 seconds ahead of Elisa Longa Borghini, and Van der Brecken now up to third overall. Sarah Gigante slips to fifth. Lorena Rivas now into the lead of the points classification, will wear the Maglia Rosa into stage 6. And Sarah Gigante remains the leader of the mountains classification. Maglia Azzurra still on the shoulders of the Australian rider. Antonia Niedermayer remains the leader of the young rider classification ahead of Isabella Holmgren.